What's up, everybody? This is Punch. Ow. In the Boober, and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. I'm glad to be making video again. Just had a weekend full of ASEN anime convention, and it's in Midwest, Rosemont. It was great. I didn't go last year, so it was nice to be around like the convention atmosphere again. I don't really go to panels. It was just I went with my girlfriend, some friends, and it was just fun to hang out with see all the costumes, which is what I love the most, and getting back on the recording schedule. I'm actually off today from work, so I'm trying to get a bunch done so that just gotta edit it like in the future instead of having to record every day. But enough talking. Let's get with Higurashi, or with Punchy, I should say. If I remember last time we had it wasn't a tip, was it? It was just Sheen. I had to check actually. So last time Shion, because I've been apparently pronouncing a little more in instead of on. Shion came by and gave us some delicious dinner. Still not sure if Shion and Mion are the same person or not, or if there actually is a sister. But anyway, the lackadaisical noontime ended up giving way to mind-numbing afternoon classes. Rebounding from yesterday's hunger, I ate too much for lunch today, leaving me in a horrible condition. Ugh. I might have gorged myself a bit too much. I'll have to endure afternoon classes. Punchy-kun, you had an amazing appetite today. Basically, you always eat like a pig, but today was on a whole different level. Yesterday I skipped lunch, right? That hunger just soaked right in. This time, no matter how much I ate, my hunger knew no bounds. Totally know the feeling. I get you. But really, Punchy-chan, you always finish your lunch down to the last bite. Heck, even down to the last grain of rice. With food, you should show your appreciation for the person who made it by eating it, you know. If you leave any behind, it's rude to the person who put in all that effort. Hearing that, Mion's eyes momentarily widened in surprise, followed by a cool laugh. Punchy-chan, really? At first glance, you seem unruly and irresponsible, but you're actually pretty conscientious. Sure, why not? Well-disciplined, or something like that. Ah, yeah. Rina thinks so too. Punchy-kun is a lot kinder than he looks. Both of them were probably trying to compliment me, but I had a strange feeling I wasn't being complimented at all. Basically calling you a brute. That's not true. I just want to say there's a big gap between your appearance and your personality. And I'm saying that that's not a compliment. Hey, Sonozaki-san, Murabara-kun, we're in the middle of class. How far did you get, Sonozaki-san? Bring your notes up here. Uh-oh. Startled, Mion vocalized a rather easy-to-understand utterance. She was so enthralled in the conversation, she had stopped working completely. Doing alright, Star. You haven't progressed at all! You're in the highest grade, so you get to shape up. That Mion, it looks like she's getting lectured. Poor bastard. Appearances can be deceiving, in other words. Actually, appearances might be the opposite of reality. You say some interesting things. Responding to Rena's seemingly profound statement, I turned my gaze to where Satoko was happily studying together with Rika-chan. Are you saying that brat Satoko is actually really meek? If I went by what Rena literally said, then that would be the case. I could hardly imagine Satoko being meek and gentle like a girl in some fairy tale. Maybe she has like her own sister, kind of like the opposite of Mion. Satoko-chan's been rude lately, but just a while ago she was pretty different. She acted really spoiled, and always. Yep. Keep this secret from Satoko-chan, okay? That's Satoko. Acting so cute? For Satoko to play coy, I think that would have to be some part of some calculated plot. Even if she was to hide behind someone, I wouldn't think it was because she was attached to them. But since it came up, I tried to imagine a gentle and coquettish Satoko. I couldn't imagine either, if I'm honest. Especially after the... Oh, here goes imagination. Hey, Satoko! What is it, Oni-sama? Doesn't suit. I mean, the voice with what I'm seeing doesn't suit it at all. Satoko smiled cutely and walked towards me. By the way, for every 3 steps Satoko took, for some reason, I took 3 steps away. Oni-sama, why are you running away? Sorry, Satoko. For you to approach me with an affectionate smile on your face, I just had to think it's some sort of trap. That's good. Don't let down your guard, Punchy. That's so mean. Oni-sama, you meanie. Oh, this is weird. Wow. Sorry. I didn't intend to be so mean. The weeping Satoko came closer to me. I'm a sucker for tears. Oh god. Click. Clank. Huh? A bear trap? My leg was being clamped on by jagged metal teeth. Only this music really matches being trapped, like with my leg being essentially torn off. Oh, you fell for it. Now for the next part. Satoko raised her right arm triumphantly. The trap began to trigger one after another. Suddenly, the wall sprang forward, throwing me 3 blocks away. And there I saw a giant metal ball covered in spikes hurtling towards me. On top of that, in the direction the ball would knock me, was a giant guillotine. Well, geez. I'm not really sure, Punchy-kun. You're not thinking of anything completely ludicrous right now, are you? Not really, not at all. No, that's a lie. You've got the kind of look on your face that says, I'm gonna be crushed by a giant spiked metal ball. You know, I didn't look, there was a look specifically for that, but go figure. How could my expression convey what I was thinking like that? Sorry. Imagining a meek and gentle Satoko is impossible right now. I'll try again when I'm in better shape. Next, I look over at Rika-chan, who was working diligently on some kanji drills. In contrast to Satoko, her default state was meek and gentle. If Rika-chan came at me saying, Oni-sama, I'd hug her tightly. I could get used to that. Probably still being a little weird about how young she is. Punchy-kun, you're drooling. Sorry. And how about Rika-chan? Are you saying that her appearance is deceiving as well? Saying that out loud, I felt a tinge of doubt. Was Rika-chan really all sweet? Despite her appearance, she was quite sly, really quite sly. Sweetly, how do you put it? Evading things deftly? I get the feeling that Rika-chan isn't only just sweet. Her appearance is definitely deceiving. I couldn't put exactly what I was imagining into words, but random managed to say what I wanted to. She turned to me with an impish look in her eyes, like she was saying, you shouldn't be saying something like that. When Rika-chan grows up, I'm sure she'll be incredibly devilishly beautiful, with men wrapped all around her little finger. Don't you think that would be cool? Rena said that lightheartedly, but I, as a man, couldn't laugh at that. Good on you, man. The scary part was that was that it felt like it could be true. Agreed. Remembering the toy store and stuff. Noticing my gaze, Rika-chan turned toward me and let loose with an angelic smile. Both Rena and I, feeling as if that was directed toward us personally, had our hearts skip a beat. So cute. Rena, your nose is bleeding. Appearances can be deceiving, huh? Well then, what about our dear leader Mion? I stared at her as she tried to weasel her way out of her scolding by the teacher. By Rena's theory, that unrefined, calculating, conniving Mion also had a side of her that bellied her appearances. Well, if we're true, or if we are right about Shion, then that makes sense. Then what you're saying is that Mion, despite her appearance, is actually a good person? Mi-chan is a good person. Oh well, that is true. What I'm trying to say is... Yup, I know what you're trying to say, Punchy-kun. Catching that I was struggling to express my feelings as words, Rena smiled even more brightly. Know what? Mi-chan is mysterious, right? She's a girl, but it's like she's a guy. That's an interesting way to put it. That's right. Mion was more aware that she was a girl, but it was exactly as Rena said. When Mion livened up the mood, it wasn't as though she felt like a guy or girl specifically, but a friend of the same gender. If she were a guy, we'd probably be like two peas in the pod. Oh, that's the same way as it is right now. But you see, even that Mi-chan is actually really feminine. Rena, how much did Mion pay you exactly? That's not true! Jeez, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you know? Rena began to pout. Now, probably wasn't the right time to joke around. Mi-chan is the club president, so she's trying hard to lead everybody, but she's really a very cute girl. I really don't want you to forget that, Punchy-kun. Rena's gaze focused off in the distance, beyond where Mion was. Why did it seem a little... I don't know. Is she hinting at something? The Mion that I met at Angel Mart was unimaginably different compared to the Mion that I normally knew. Flustered and hesitant from the unfamiliar job, it was a far cry from the brash and confident Mion. Even though she had to hurry to work, she went through all the trouble to bring me food when I was on the brink of starvation. And she did so not as Mion, but Shion. What exactly was Shion to Mion? What kind of person was Mion exactly? Punchy-kun probably couldn't even begin to imagine. As if to say it was her little secret, Rena held up her finger to her lips as she giggled. Mion, finally free from the teacher's preaching, returned to her seat, cradling her head to hide her embarrassment. It's true. This time, we've seen, especially if we talked about Mion or something, we've seen like a cuter, little embarrassed side of Mion. I mean, that we didn't see before with Shion, who she possibly is or is not. This old man, you see, thinks that grade school is enough for everything you need to study for in life. Saying that, she plopped down in her seat violently. Mion was actually really feminine, right? I wonder if I can meet Shion again. I wanted to talk to her again. Oh, poor Shion. Clang clang. The principal waved around the bell that served as the school chime. The teacher rushed back to the blackboard and began to list everybody's homework assignments. Whoa, it looks like there's going to be a lot of homework today. Gotta buckle down. Well then, that means even Rena? Huh? What do you mean? Appearances can be deceiving. Will that apply to you too? Oh no, the music stopped. We know what she's like. Punchy-kun, how do you see me? How? The Rena Ryugu that I knew sometimes took things too far, but was genuinely a kind and gentle, ideal girl. Really? Then that makes me happy, I guess. If she was the opposite of what she seemed, that would make her... And if I were really the opposite? Just try saying it. I won't be mad. That's what I felt she meant. Rena is... Rena is... Even if you were the opposite, you'd still be Rena, right? This question should have been so nerve-wracking to answer. Maybe it was because the person in question was staring right at me, but... Even saying this took a strange amount of effort. Well, we know what she's really like, so we don't really want to say it out loud. That's not fair, Punchy-kun. It bothers me when you say it that way. Oh. Perhaps unable to endure my silence, Rena's face began to burn red with embarrassment. Rena, Punchy-chan, let's go home. Mion walked over and started getting ready to go home. Whenever school is over, she really does get noticeably more energetic. It was the same relaxing walk home as always. Digging around my pocket on a whim, I noticed something that should have been there that was missing. What's the matter, Punchy-chan? The key to my house I always carry around is gone. Man, where did I lose it? It's fine today since my parents are home, but still, this is bad. That sure is troublesome. Did you forget it somewhere? Or did you drop it? Which one was it? Did I take it with me this morning in the first place? Huh? Punchy-chan, did that key have anything that would make it stand out? Yeah, it's on a keychain. It was a blue fur seal, something made for summer homework a long time ago. Huh? Does it have eyes shut like it's taking a nap? Oh, how'd you know? Yeah, that's it. Mian looked away and began to whistle. See, you went for dinner at Angelmart a couple of days ago, right? That night the staff found the key, and there was a fur seal keychain attached to it. As she said that, she suddenly grew flustered and added that Shion told her about it. Well, she said that she doesn't really, talk to her or interact with her as much because she lives with her grandmother now, while Shion supposedly lives in Okinomiya. So, evidence? Huh? So I dropped it then. Aren't you glad they found it? I'm sure they're looking after it for you. That's right. Why don't you go? Shion looks the same as me, so you'll know her by sight. This was a rather unexpected development. Once again, I had no choice but to go and meet with Shion. But I also had to thank her for the bento from yesterday. Besides, taking some time and chatting with this other side of Mian might be interesting. Half jokingly, I began to think about things like this. Right. Angelmart, was it? I head over to Shion's restaurant and get my key back. While I'm at it, having a nice spot of tea might not be a bad idea. You sound like an English gentleman. That totally doesn't suit you, Punchy-chan. Is this the restaurant? The one that Michan's little sister is working at? Yeah, why don't we go together, Rena? Ho ho! Sorry to disappoint you, but I have plans with my father today. Some other time. Rena seemed pretty disappointed about having to miss such a great opportunity. You said they're twins, but do they really look that much alike? And you have to mistake which is which? Yeah, they're totally the same. At least on the outside. Unlike Mian, she's well-mannered and really cute though. In response to my teasing, me and Pad began to argue with me. I couldn't help but burst out laughing at Mian's little farce. After all, they weren't just identical, they were the same person. Or so we think. Oh, dry throat music. After going home, I changed my clothes and dug my bike out of the garage. Just thinking that I would be able to meet Shion gave me a mysterious feeling. Shion, a name for a different kind of Mian. She was a mysterious and ridiculous person, believing she had fooled everybody like that. I noticed that I was pedaling along quite happily. Could it be that I was looking forward to meeting Shion? Sensing a crush. Bento love? I felt a sense of giddy anticipation, like I was headed towards a new friend's house for the first time. What Rena said about Mian actually being really feminine sprang to mind once again. The guilt from spying on another side of Mian, the self-consciousness from being the only one that knew about that side, these feelings mixed together. That was Shion for you, Mian's little twin sister. Until she felt like coming out and admitting she was Mian. It was fine just to call her Shion, right? To just call her Shion. Mian was trying to have some fun by acting out a different persona. Can't we just... Oh. The last time I wasn't embarrassed since I was here with Dad, but this time I was alone. I was strangely self-conscious about it. Well, considering how I assume the reputation the place has, I wouldn't be surprised. Although if it's anything like Hooters, oh my god, Hooters wings, oh god, I love them so much. It's 2016, I don't really care about how they're dressed, just the wings are so amazing. I might be hyping up a little too much, but I love it. Meet Shion, get my key back. That was all this task was supposed to be. If I dawdled around like this, maybe Shion would find me before she headed in for work. Hey, what are you doing, Punchy Maribara? You're just here to get your key back, you know? It's not like you're some love-struck schoolboy here to hand over a love letter. The thoughts inside my head were slowly turning into a jumbled mess. I came to the realization that I was downright giddy. I gotta agree with Punchy on this. Seeing this side of Mion, supposedly, or allegedly I should say, is really dang cute. So much used to the quote-unquote old man Mion. That's why, for just a bit, just a tiny little bit, I got a little carried away and did something really stupid. Oh goodness. I kicked over a parked motorcycle that was blocking the sideway. It was in the way, sure, but there's absolutely no need for me to kick it. I definitely think I got too carried away. Thunk, clank. Oh god. Crash! As our three bikes toppled one after another like dominoes, the loud noise caused me to snap back to my senses. Oh shit! The hell you think you're doing? The owners of the three bikes were right there. Exactly like what you call thugs up to no good. They lifted their heads up and in an imposing manner yelled angrily in a way I've never heard before. The three of them beeline towards me. The worn-on heels of their thin, soiled shoes slapped noisily against the pavement. I could only stare listlessly as if I were watching some far-off event that didn't concern me at all. By the time I realized it, I had been grabbed by the collar and lifted up on my tiptoes. Don't be playing dumb. You knocked him over, didn't ya? Huh? The three thugs were completely ignoring the rules of grammar, but the way they spoke was enough to make me tremble. Just like that, my composure drained away, my legs buckled, and my throat grew dry enough to crack. Yeah, it's pretty dry right now. I'm sorry, I accidentally... Accident my ass! You kicked it, didn't you, dumbass? I was completely at fault, so there was nothing I could say in my defense. As a result, I was pulled even higher. The hell, man? The paint's all scuffed. Yo, brat, who put you up? Okay, goddamn. This is your goddamn fault. The three of them continued to yell at me. I had no idea what each of them were saying. Getting further enraged, I was only listening while dumbstruck. They grabbed an empty plastic crate from a nearby store and began to smash it repeatedly against a telephone pole. Cracks formed in the crate, plastic shards flying everywhere, and slammed to full force into the shutter front store. Smash! The shutter let out a frightening loud noise. Still not satisfied, they flipped over his case of empty cans, scattering its contents all over the place. This was not normal. It was something you saw often on television or in manga, but I never thought about seeing in person would be this terrifying. I became painfully aware of the safety of civilized society was only held up by such a frail concept of morals. My knees clattered together noisily. Static began to pepper my vision. This is what you call absolute terror. There was nothing I could do to stop this frightening spectacle of violence. I could only pray for help. The fear I felt was just too much. Would somebody help me? My gaze floundered about the surrounding area. I was surrounded by these three hoodlums. No way would there be a passerby brave enough to intervene. Maybe that's what you call reaping what you sow. If I were a passerby, there would be no doubt that I ignored what was going on. Hell no! Call the police at least. Jesus. So this was somewhat of a cosmic retribution. Fucking say something. A fucking It's like they're trying to go between, like, I don't know, like kind of stereotypical thuggy, and then like stereotypical biker to stereotypical like southern accent to a pirate. I don't know. Fucking say something. I don't know. I feel like I should be like in a British accent when I say it. I'll fucking stab you. I don't even know I was British. That might be really bad. Angry yelling, loud enough to rattle my eardrums, spewed forth right in front of my face. My waning consciousness was forcefully dragged back to the forefront. The thug had cocked back his free hand and twisted his body, when suddenly a metallic taste filtered through the back of my throat. A chill ran down my spine like a jolt of electricity. Seeing what's going on, what happened next, I squeezed my eyes shut as tight as possible and grit my teeth. Ooh. You're making quite the racket, you stupid piece of trash. Get out of my sight. The voice was a short distance away. Still holding me by the collar, the three thugs spun around to look behind them. Oh shh. The fuck you say? Oh god. I mean, granted, my eyes are a little like that, like a little soulless. But damn, Shion's eyes. Oh god. I mean, we have a friend now, right? Yes? For what happens later on? Yes? The fuck you say? Standing there was Shion. I mean, Mion. She stood there, displaying an imposing stature that I'd never seen before. She didn't have the same look on her face as she did when we were playing around during the club. Those were the eyes that would instill fear in anyone who looked upon them, the eyes of a raptor. They were the epitome of terror. At the same time, they were the most reassuring things in the world. Heart, Shion, or Mion. I'll only say this one more time. Let go of Punchy-chan and get lost. Although in the picture, technically, I'm alright. Mion, without an ounce of fear, laid down her ultimatum. Of course, there's no way those three wouldn't go absolutely berserk. The situation instantly turned explosively dangerous. You fucking bitch! I'll fucking bash your head in! Governor! Stop it, Mion. These guys are like rabid dogs. No amount of bluffing will work. Mion, it's dangerous. So, I knew what I was saying was pathetic, but I couldn't let Mion get involved in this. No matter how you looked at it, Mion was only bluffing. But did Mion even know the meaning of the word bluff? However, the reason behind everything soon became apparent. They were slowly increasing in number, little by little. At first, it was only businessmen on their way home stopping to take a look. Then it was housewives in the middle of shopping taking a gander. Next, what seemed like owners of some stores showed up. And it was pretty clear he wasn't just looking. Around Mion, there were already about 7 people gathered. It felt different than people coming out to support a friend. If I were to say why, it's because the group that gathered was diverse in age and gender. They probably all know Mion or Shion. The three thugs seemed to slowly realize that there was something strange about the situation. Who are these guys? Behind them, at some point, 4 more people of different clothes and age had gathered. A girl who looked to be in middle school, a man wearing a bakery apron, an old lady in house cleaning smock. More and more people of various ages. Oh god. Was this what I was going up against in the last chapter? When like everyone was kind of watching me because I knew I was the guy from out of town who just moved in, talking about like the demon and stuff and the death that happened that I'm not supposed to know about. Oh, no wonder we didn't make it last time. I didn't realize it was this scale. Their gazes, compared to Mia's, were of hostility, of intimidation. But we realized that over 10 people had formed a ring around us. At that moment, 5 elementary schoolers ran and joined the circle. What? 5 like children in this too? Holy crap! Oh, they didn't say middle school. There were some familiar faces. Some of our classmates. Then these people were residents of Hinamazawa. More and more people from Hinamazawa gathered around. In obvious contrast, the residents of Okinomiya were passing by as quickly as possible. The fuck are you guys? Go the fuck away! Yes, terrible. The group surrounding us had suddenly swelled to around 20 people. Completely encircled, the faces of these thugs began to show first signs of panic. Nobody spoke a word, Mion included. That made everything completely unnatural, depending on which side you were on. Completely terrifying. That is terrifying, but it's nice to see that the residents of Okinomiya are running. So, I mean, it's not nice in a way that they're running away from, like, I don't know, trouble, but like not everyone in Okinomiya is like associated with Mion's family and Hinamazawa, which is a pretty scary place. Only the thugs' voices echoed out like they were screaming. Someone took a step forward, closing the gap between them. As they did, everybody else took a step forward, shrinking the circle. The hoodlums went pale as they were pushed together back to back while still yelling angrily. They were trying to string together vulgarities, but for some reason it sounded like they were crying out for help. Alright, what's going on here? What's going on? It was sudden. A solidly built officer cut his way through the crowd. At some point, 2 police cars had arrived. Some passerby had undoubtedly called for them. Several burly officers appeared inside the second vehicle. Oh, officer, good timing. There you go, the extortionists, caught red-handed. Please arrest them. The fuck? This brett's the one that's wrong here. Mian, returning her user shelf, was nonchalantly pointing at the hoodlums to the police. Of course, the thugs were furious, but now that it had come to this, there was nothing they could do. It was their loss. Okay. Come over here for a sec. Come on already. The officers handcuffed the thugs and dragged them towards the patrol cars. Let me go! We're the victims here. Aren't you listening, Darren? Technically, if Punchy... if they didn't punch me, Punchy, of course, I mean, theoretically, they couldn't be charged with anything, could they? No matter how much of a ruckus they caused, the officers paid no heed. In the blink of an eye, they were crammed inside the two vehicles. You could still be heard yelling while inside the police cars, but what they were saying was no longer intelligible. Are you alright? I can't remember his name, but he's back, the officer, and at his appearance, we will cut it off there. It's starting to get there, right? We didn't have to wait for the festival for something to happen, and at the appearance of that really angry Shion Mion, we could see what, what I feel like she's really like. The closeness of everyone from Hinazawa coming together to help really I mean, I had to be happy or else I'd probably be dead. Because it was so culty. It was a little scary. It was nice to be on the nice side of the cult-ish, I guess. I don't know how to feel about it. But I'm actually going to keep going. I'm just going to cut the video here because it's getting a little long. So thank you guys for watching. And I hope you have a good week. It's supposed to be nice out now. Well, at least in the Midwest where I am right now. Hope it's nice for you guys out too. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.